Hi guys, and welcome back to another Premier League prediction video. Last time out we got one score correct, but there were 3 games postponed. The score we got correct was Man City beating Wolves 3-0. Let's see how we get on in this round, but first make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. We're trying to push towards 200 subscribers by the end of the year, so let's get rolling, let's try and get there. It'd be a great achievement if we could. And hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any more Premier League content. Without further ado, let's get into my predictions. And we start off with an absolute cracker. North London derby. Arsenal up against Spurs. This is a big one. And it's big for a lot of reasons. One, it's the North London derby. They always tend to be exciting. And two, Arsenal are currently top, and they're 1 point above Tottenham in third. So both these teams have started the season very well. Now Arsenal, they have lost a game, but they've won the other 6, 18 points. Very good start from them. Won their last game 3-0 against Brentford. And Spurs, they're yet to lose, but they've drawn 2, won the other 5, putting them on 17 points. And they won their last game 6-2 against Leicester. Crazy game. Son came on and scored a hat-trick. This is going to be very exciting. Now it's difficult to call. Is it going to be, heavy defensive? Tottenham tend to be that way. If Arsenal get the first goal, I can see it being having a lot of goals. Very exciting. Red card, lots of goals. So I'm going to opt for that. I think Arsenal will score first. And I'm going to go for something big and fun. Red card included. But Arsenal to win 3-2. Bournemouth take on Brentford next. Now Bournemouth are unbeaten in 3 games. They managed to draw with Wolves. Then beat Nottingham Forest. And then they drew their last one with Newcastle. So some very good results in there. They're up against a Brentford side that did beat Leeds 5-2, but then lost to Arsenal 3-0. I'm just going to go based on quality. I think Brentford have it over Bournemouth, so Brentford to win 2-1. Palace up against Chelsea next. Exciting game. Palace have drawn 3 of their 6 games so far. Chelsea, they have struggled in the league, leading to Tuchel being sacked. Graham Potter's in, and this is actually his first league game, even though he has overseen 1 Champions League game so far, and that was like halfway through September. Not been many fixtures for him at all yet, but his first Premier League game is here. Is he going to take all 3 points? I don't think so. Palace at home are a good side. Vieira has them well drilled. They're very good on the counter-attack. I see this being a draw. 1-1. Fulham take on Newcastle next. This one again, very exciting. The Mitrovic derby, if you want to call it that. But Mitrovic has been in brilliant form for Fulham. They've been very good as well. They're sitting in the top half of the table comfortably, and they've picked up quite a few wins so far. Very impressed what I've seen so far. They're up against a Newcastle side that won on the opening day, but have since drawn 5 out of their 6 games, losing the other one against Liverpool. They just can't get the winning goal. They're really struggling to put teams away. I think this is going to be a draw. I know that tends to be the trend with Newcastle at the moment, but I'm going to go down the middle here. Exciting 2-2. Interesting one now. Liverpool take on Brighton. Liverpool haven't started the season great. They've got 2 wins, 3 draws and a loss. They drew their last game. It was 0-0 against Everton, so the Merseyside derby. They are really struggling to put the ball in the back of the net, apart from in that 9-0 against Bournemouth, but they definitely have preferred to share the goals out between these games to put them higher up in the table. They're up against a Brighton side that have started the season brilliantly. maybe a bit too brilliantly. They've won 4 of their 6 games, but the issue is Graham Potter has been poached by Chelsea. He's gone. How's that going to play out for this Brighton side? Because he was a massive part of their success, the system he implemented. New man coming in, De Zerbi, can he get them going? I'm not sure, because I'll be honest, I haven't seen him manage a side, I haven't seen any of his work so far, because, well, it's been over in Italy primarily. But it's going to be interesting to see how he gets on, how he adapts, and if he can, really get this team together and do similar things to what Graham Potter was doing, because he was doing brilliantly. Now, for me, I've got to go for something that I shouldn't be going for, because it's gonna make me look stupid. I'm gonna get absolutely trolled after this. But hey, it might get me some more subscribers. I'm going to go Brighton to win it 2-1. Southampton up against Everton now, and this game doesn't sound too exciting. However, Southampton are struggling. They've lost 2 in a row against Wolves and then Villa, both 1-0. So both West Midlands sides taking 3 points off them. Everton are actually in decent form, but they're quite similar to Newcastle in the fact that they aren't managing to get that winning goal. Their last 5 games, they've had 4 draws, and they won their last one 1-0 against West Ham. So there was a winning goal from Mopay, and he will be hoping, and Everton fans will be hoping, that he can carry on getting important goals for them, and that's just the start. And for me, I'm going to go for it. He might not get another one, but Everton will get the all-important winner in a 1-0 win. West Ham up against Wolves now. Both these sides have been in Europe very recently, but both of them are really struggling. Both of them only have 1 win so far this season, and both of them have only scored 3 goals in the league. So they're both really struggling, and I don't know how to call this. Do you go down the middle because they're both struggling? Or is someone going to nick it? Now, I think if anyone is to nick it, it will be West Ham with a home advantage. So I'm going to go for that. West Ham to win 1-0. Another cracker here. Sunday, Man City take on Man United. This is going to be exciting. Now, Man City, they are sitting second in the table, 5 wins, 2 draws, no losses, 17 points, 1 point off the leaders, Arsenal. And they've been in very good form, beating Wolves 3-0 in their last fixture. Man United, well, they started awfully, but they have been very good since. 4 wins in a row, starting with a 2-1 victory over Liverpool. And their last fixture was a 3-1 victory over Arsenal, who were top of the league, and they'd won all their games. So very good from Man United there. How are we seeing this one? It's difficult, because Man City you have to go with over, everything they've done recently. But Man United are that team that can catch teams out on the counter-attack. They can get goals. They're a lot better defensively at the moment. So how do we go? Well, Man City are at home, and I think that's going to count for quite a bit, because I think if it was at Old Trafford, Man United, I might actually, fancy to get a point. But I think I'm going to go for Man City. However, I did see the odds on Man United, and they were 6-1 to win, which seems like a pretty good deal to me. Might be a risk, but yeah, 6-1. They can catch teams out. Look at what they did to Arsenal. Look at what they did to Liverpool. They can do it against some big teams. If they turn up on the day and they play it right with their counter-attacking football, they can win against anybody. But for me, I'm going to stick to what I was saying originally. Man City to win it, 2-1. Leeds take on Villa next. Now Leeds, they were doing very well, but since that 3-0 victory against Chelsea, they haven't picked up another win. They've been struggling. Villa, they've been okay. You know, they drew against Man City, then they beat Southampton, but they haven't started the season very well. You know, they've only just started picking up the points, and they need to start doing that consistently if they want to be away from the bottom sort of 6 in the table. Might be a bit harsh, but I'm not impressed by the way they've started at all. For me, I fancy Leeds to win this one. Being at home, Elland Road, going to be rocking. Leeds to win it, 2-1. And finally, and let's not sound too disappointed, it's Leicester versus Forest, 20th versus 19th. These two are really struggling, but that could make for an exciting game full of goals, and I believe it will. Now Leicester picked up a point on the first day of the season and have since lost 6 in a row, conceding 20 goals in those 6 games. Really struggling, having a terrible time. Nottingham Forest have also struggled a lot this season. They've picked up 1 win, 1 draw. They've lost 4 in a row and conceded 14. So a lot of goals being conceded by these two at the moment. Leicester lost their last one 6-2 against Spurs. I don't know where to go with this one. Is it going to be a boring 0-0? I don't think so, because Leicester have proven they can score. Forest are scoring a bit more than they were at the start of the season. But Forest at the start of the season were decent defensively and, you know, not very good in front of goal. And they seem to have flipped completely, where they're now okay in front of goal, but they're really bad defensively. I'm not sure. Maybe Danny Ward tax takes its toll on Leicester. I think I'm going to call it down the middle, but an exciting draw, a 2-2. So, those are my thoughts on these upcoming Premier League fixtures. Make sure that you put your predictions in the comments, and make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any more Premier League content.